It is recorded in the Bible that while they were in the wilderness, the Israelites set up a golden calf and said, "This is your true God, O Israel, who led you up out of the land of Egypt." How did Jehovah feel about them calling the golden calf their God? His response is recorded in Exodus chapter 32, verses 7 to 10. Jehovah now said to Moses, "Go descend, because your people whom you led up out of the land of Egypt have acted ruinously. They have turned aside in a hurry from the way I have commanded them to go. They have made a molten statue of a calf for themselves, and keep bowing down to it, and sacrificing to it, and saying, 'This is your God, O Israel, who led you up out of the land of Egypt.'" And Jehovah went on to say to Moses, "I have looked at this people, and here it is a stiff-necked people. So now let me be that my anger may blaze against them, and I may exterminate them, and let me make you into a great nation." Jehovah was very angry that they had used his name to get the people to worship something else. Later, Jehovah gave a warning about a prophet who uses Jehovah's name and tells people that Jehovah has done or said something that he has not. Deuteronomy chapter 18 verse 20 says, "However, the prophet who presumes to speak in my name a word that I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet must die." And he said in Isaiah chapter 42 verse 8, "I am Jehovah, that is my name, and to no one else shall I give my own glory, neither my praise." Moses once took the glory of God for himself and told the people that he had given them the water that miraculously came out of a rock. Jehovah has recorded in the Bible how angry he was with Moses, and that he banned Moses from entering into the promised land. Later, Jesus Christ condemned the religious leaders of Israel and said, "All the things they do to be visible to men." They wanted the people's attention on themselves. That's why they were using the religious position that they have achieved. They were not really there for God, but for themselves. Jesus exposed them as being vain and self-glorifying. Not only is it offensive to Jehovah to get people to worship something else by using his name, but it is also a lie. If an organization says, "We are Jehovah," they are lying to people and are leading them into idolatry. The governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses tells people that whenever they give direction, it is theocratic direction, meaning it comes from God. For example, in their recent video broadcast entitled 2020 Governing Body Update Number 4, the representative of the governing body told the people that all direction they have given about the COVID-19 pandemic has come from Jehovah. He says that Jehovah helped them to make the decision to make adjustments to their Gilead school. The video then shows an appointed representative from Brazil who said that any direction coming from the organization, even if it does not seem to make sense from a human standpoint, is coming from Jehovah. He quoted a sister who, after obeying the direction, said, "Seeing how Jehovah is caring for us in a loving and tender way, even on an individual level, has increased my confidence in him." He then concludes by saying that the people in Brazil have seen the benefits of obediently following theocratic direction. The video then returns to the representative of the governing body, who makes a number of good points, but also uses the scriptures to teach people that the governing body has been wise and shrewd. He then goes on to attribute the praise for wise decisions made by government authorities to the organization and the governing body. We, the Jehovites of Empire of Jehovah, agree with many of the points made in that video, and we do not oppose everything that was said. We agree that many people have been reckless in regard to the virus pandemic, and especially so in regard to violent protests that show evidence of a complete lack of love and wisdom on the part of those participating. We also agree that the governmental authorities should be respected, although just as John the Baptist spoke out against Herod, we believe that it is justified to express outrage at police brutality as well as increasing poverty. Nevertheless, we believe that it is important for those claiming to represent Jehovah to be humble and modest about themselves, and remember that we should not take the glory for ourselves that only Jehovah deserves. Although obedience to direction given by an organization can help to promote order and efficient functioning, it is not right to falsely claim that all such man-made direction is Jehovah God himself. Modesty and humility will help Christians to remember that they must never claim to be God himself. What the Organisation of Jehovah's Witnesses says is not necessarily what Jehovah has said. We do not want to encourage an attitude of rebellion or disobedience, but it is absolutely wrong to claim that everything the organisation says is Jehovah speaking, when Jehovah never said anything. Attributing the praise and glory of Jehovah to their own decisions and actions in order to cultivate a fanatic viewpoint of their organisation is just like the Israelites giving Jehovah's name to the golden calf. The Bible makes it clear how Jehovah feels when someone says Jehovah said something or gave direction when he did not say or direct it. Not only is that a misuse of his name, but it is a lie with the objective of misleading people. An organisation that does so is no better than other parts of Babylon the Great. There is a famous old story called The Wizard of Oz. In that story, Dorothy travels very far to see the so-called wizard, but finds it is a man operating a false idol. This well pictures all false religions. Human beings set up all kinds of false gods and religions in order to get control of people. They called the golden calf Jehovah because that was the God that the Israelites knew, so could be used to get them to commit idolatry. An organisation of human beings is not Jehovah, and anyone worshipping the organisation is committing idolatry against Jehovah. The real Jehovah lives in heaven and does not need any building or organisation to house him. He is not a human and doesn't need humans to add anything to his words or do things to make him seem greater. Jehovah is already great, and we who know him know that there is nothing we can say or do to make him greater. Jehovah does not need any false facade or pretense put on to impress people. The creation of the universe and the earth is enough for people to know that he is great and awe-inspiring. The Jehovites of Empire of Jehovah worship Jehovah as the true God. We do not carry out our activities to be visible to men, but sincerely worship Jehovah God. We glorify him and do not give that glory to anyone else. We warn all religions, including the Jehovah's Witnesses, that if they are found to be worshipping an organisation which is substituting itself for Jehovah, they will soon pay for it in the Great Tribulation. Jesus Christ, who will return to the earth in the name of his Father, will utterly destroy all false idols and religions and every individual who does not fear Jehovah and continues worshipping what is not Jehovah. For more information about how you can get out of Babylon the Great and survive the end of this world, visit us at empireofjehovah.org.